Hey, Sales Queen, welcome back to the show. I think you're going to love this episode. It is all about social selling. And in this episode, I'm going to walk you through the big 6 things. Yeah, so I've called it the social selling big 6 because these are the 6 things that we need to be doing every single day if you want to sign clients. Now, what I'm about to share with you is more aligned to Instagram than any other platform. So if you are a LinkedIn user, then I will do a separate episode for you all about LinkedIn. But for now, this one is more aligned to Instagram, okay? Because we're going to be talking about the stories functionality and some things about the Instagram algorithm that are, definitely not going to help you if you are a LinkedIn person, okay? So I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to walk you through the 6 big things. You are hopefully going to make a note of them and decide, are you committed to doing these 6 things? Maybe some of them you already do. Maybe some of them you do, but you do it slightly differently to the way that I am going to suggest that you do them. Now, my challenge for you is to take these 6 things to time block your calendar so that you create an hour a day maximum. Yeah, no, they're certainly not going to take you longer than an hour. They may take you less. Time block an hour in your day every day for the next 30 days. And then come back to me and tell me how your inquiries and your lead gen and your sales have changed. Because I know that they will have. Okay? So let's dive into the first one. Now, the first one is super obvious. The first one is share a post. Now, of course, we've got to share a post because every social media platform works off content. Yeah. If we're not sharing content, we're not going to reach new people. We're not going to start new conversations. We're not going to get people interested in following us, in saving our content, in sharing, in liking, in commenting. Okay. So we first have to create content. Now, one of the big questions I get is, should I post more than once a day? And the answer is only if you want to, right? Only if you feel called to. Another big question I get is, should I post on the weekend? And the answer is the same, only if you want to, okay? So what I would say is post once a day. If you are going to post twice, which is particularly good, I will say if you are in launch or if you really are looking to grow your audience in a big way, you could post twice a day. And if you are going to post twice a day, make sure that those posts are going out 8 hours apart. Yeah, so you could post at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then you want to wait 8 hours and then post again. Yeah, you don't want to be doing your posts too close together because the posts will end up competing with each other. Yeah, which doesn't actually help you in any way. So if you're going to post on the weekend, if that sort of pricked your ears up and made you think, maybe I could get in a few more posts if I posted on a Saturday and Sunday, I find that weekends are good for motivational content, like female empowerment type content. Weekend posting is good for lifestyle and behind the scenes. So sharing what you're up to, maybe doing a reflection on last week type post. I wouldn't normally do a full-on business post on a weekend, but doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't. But I tend to stick on a weekend to like lifestyle content and reflections, journal prompts, empowerment type stuff. Okay, so every day you want to be sharing a post. Now, I'm going to do a separate show for you on this, a separate episode on my fans' content strategy. But not all content is the same, right? Some content is better for growing your followers. Other content is better for positioning you as an authority. Then there might be some content that's better for building trust and content that's better for selling. So my fans' content strategy walks through the 4 different types of content that you're going to need. So F stands for followers, A stands for authority, N stands for nurture, S stands for sales content. And I'm going to do a whole separate episode on this. But when you're thinking about what content to post, think about the intention behind that post. Is it a follow account post? Is it an authority post? Is it a sales post? Okay. So have a think about what is the pure intention behind that post. Oh, would you believe it? I've got somebody at the door. Hopefully, somebody else in the house will answer that for me so that I don't have to stop recording. Right, let's move to item number 2. Item number 2 on our social selling big 6 list is posting on your stories. Now, it never ceases to amaze me how many of you say to me, "Oh, yeah, I know I should probably post on my stories more often, but I always forget." I promise you, right, your story viewers are your hottest audience. They are your potential clients. In fact, I would go as far as saying that there are people who watch your stories right now who will be your next client. Yeah, I bet your next client is already watching your stories right now. Okay. Now, why is this? Well, it's because stories are usually more personal, yeah, a bit more behind the scenes, a bit more about your life, bit more trust building, yeah, a bit more nurturing, a bit more connection focused because they expire after 24 hours. And, it doesn't take 2 minutes, does it, for us to pick up our phone, take a picture of something, take a video of something. If you're out for a walk, you can do a quick face to camera. Stories are a great place for you to showcase your life and business. Now, what I would suggest for posting on stories is you visit your stories 3 to 5 times a day, and each of those visits could be 1 to 2 posts. What you don't want to end up with is loads of stories because all your audience are going to do is just tap forward all the time, which isn't going to send the right message to the Instagram algorithm because that's going to say, oh, this person's stories are not good today because people are just tapping forward. You want to give enough content that people are interested. They want to go through your stories maybe slowly so that you can hold the screen down. If you press your thumb on the screen, that will stop the story from moving so that you can read the content on the screen. I love a face to camera story. Yeah. So you might want to go face to camera and talk to your audience, about what you're doing that day, share some reflections, share some tips, some ideas. I love a face to camera story. And the one thing you absolutely must be doing on your stories is using polls and stickers. Anybody that taps on a poll or a sticker, you're going to get alerted to that in the DMs, and it means that you can have a conversation. Okay. So every day we want to be posting on our stories 3 to 5 visits a day. And each of those visits is maybe 1 or 2 stories. Okay. Third thing on our social selling big 6 list is reply to your DMs. You don't want to leave people unread. Yeah, if people are taking the time to answer one of your story stickers and therefore arrive in your DMs, or they're taking the time to make an inquiry, respond to one of your posts, tell you what their thoughts are about one of the stories that you've shared, one of the posts that you've shared, you don't want to not be replying. These people have taken the time to speak to you. So, third thing on your list every day must be reply to all of your DMs. Fourth thing on the list is reply to all of your comments. So anybody that's left a comment on a post, you want to be replying to these. Now, what I would recommend is that you don't wait to see who's commented from your notifications list, because very often for me the notifications list is way out of date. I would make sure that you are going to your post the day before and you are checking the comments. I'd go to the post the day before that even and check the comments. I'd probably go 3 or 4 days previous, yeah, because we know an Instagram post doesn't last forever. So there may be new comments that appear on previous days, but I would go to the post, check the comments, reply to the comments. Now, the more that you can make those comment replies convert into a DM conversation, the better, okay? Well, I'll come to that in a minute. But if somebody's left a comment on one of your posts and you want to start a conversation, I would reply to the comment on the actual comment thread, but I would also then take it into the DMs, okay? So I'll get to that in a minute. So that's the fourth thing, reply to comments. The fifth thing is engage on 5 to 10 industry leader posts. Now, my definition of an industry leader is that they've got 50 to 100 times more followers than you. 50 times minimum, right? So if you've got 1,000 followers, an industry leader to you would be somebody who does what you do, similar to what you do, or somebody who has the audience that you want to have, and they've got at least 50 times your follower count. So if you've got 1,000 followers, they've got 50,000. If you've got 2,000 followers, they've got 100,000. Yeah, 50 times minimum your follower count. You don't want to be leaving meaningful comments on people that are just a little bit ahead of you. They're your peers. You want to be looking for the industry leader accounts. And then by you engaging on their posts, so leaving a meaningful comment, not an emoji, not 5 flame emojis, yeah, that will make you look like a bot, and you're not a bot, right? You're a human. You're leaving meaningful comments. So that means you need to read the post. You need to decide, is this something that I can add a unique perspective on? Is this something that I agree with? Is this something that I can offer an opposing view on? Yeah, kindly, of course. And if you can leave a meaningful comment, do that. Now, what that's going to do is allow other people to see you. Yeah. So anybody else that goes to that comment thread will see your meaningful comment, will be curious about who you are, tap on your name, arrive at your profile. And if your profile is optimized to convert followers, you could well gain a brand new follower. They may well look through your stories, look through your recent posts, and decide, is this somebody that I want to see in my feed? Yeah. So by you engaging on industry leader posts, you have the opportunity to gain traction from their followers, to pull over their audience to become your audience too. Okay. So every single day, I want you to do 5 to 10 meaningful comments on industry leader posts. Okay. Now that means you're going to need to use the search bar. You're going to need to identify who these industry leaders are. You might want to make a little list so that it saves you time each day and you can just go and check out those people's posts. You might want to turn on the notification bell. So once you're on their profile, look in the top right corner. You'll see a little bell in the corner. Tap on the bell, switch on the post option. I want to see when this person posts, and then you will get a notification when they post. And then, of course, when you get that notification, you can pop along, read the post, do your meaningful comment, and you've done that little task for the day then, okay? So that's item number 5 on our big 6 list, is engage on 5 to 10 industry leader posts. And item number 6 is the one that you guys tell me all the time, I don't like doing this, Rach. Please don't make me do this. And that's because it makes you feel icky and weird. And this activity is DMing people, right? How should you do this without feeling icky? Well, you just got to see this as networking. You just got to see this as two humans having a conversation, because that's what it is. Yeah, that's what social media is. It's just two people who are humans behind the profile having a conversation, just the same as if you were in a networking room, okay? So I want you to connect with 5 to 10 new people in the DMs. Now, these could be people who watch your stories. These could be people who comment on your posts. It may be, now that you're going to be paying more attention to who comments, it may be that you notice the same names, the same people commenting, in which case, why not drop them a message? Why not drop them a DM and say, thanks for watching my stories. Thanks for voting in my polls. Thanks for the fact that, when I asked how many people knew what my dog's name was, you knew it, like whatever the engagement is that you've done, right? Honestly, whenever I put my dog Cookie in my stories, she gets great engagement. Everybody knows who Cookie is. Dogs and kids work wonders on your social media. But, in all seriousness, yes, you do need to connect with 5 to 10 new people. And it is best if you feel some alignment, some affinity, some connection with those people first, because Cold DMs don't work, right? Not that I'm telling you to sell to these people, but you want somebody that at least recognizes who you are, yeah? So that it feels warm, it feels inviting, it feels nurturing. It doesn't feel like, who's this randomer just dropping into my DMs, okay? So it may be that you want to comment on their post first. You might want to, build a connection that way. But the end goal is that you want to be creating relationships. So these could be people that you could collaborate with. Yeah, maybe potential collaborators. It could be people who you think could add a unique perspective on a topic that you talk about, and you might want to invite them to do an Instagram live with you. Yeah, you might want to invite them to be a guest on your podcast, or a guest in your membership, or, collaborate with you in some way. That doesn't always have to be, do you want to work with me? Okay. So have a look at the account, think about how you can create a relationship. And I just want you to connect with new people, because conversation equals sales. In all of my corporate career, and I think, a lot of you know that I've had a corporate career in sales for many, many years, right? I was sales director in a big corporate, in a well-known household name here in the UK. And my job was, I looked after a team of 57 staff, 13,500 customers. I sold contracts upwards of £1 million, right? And one thing I can tell you for absolute certain, in all of my years working as sales director, in all of my years where, my number one job was to make sales, was conversation equals sales. The more conversation you have, the more sales you will make. It really can be that simple. More conversation equals more sales, which means that if you're spending your day staring at your emails, building content in Canva, you're not having conversation. If you're spending your day doing anything other than chatting to people, then you are not doing the number one income generating task, which is having conversations with other people. Okay. So everything on this big six list is designed to support you in growing the number of conversations that you have. So number one, make a post. Yeah. Get people interested in who you are. Number two, post on your stories. That is speaking to your most hottest audience. Number three, reply to DMs. That's conversation. Number four, reply to comments. That's conversation. Number five, engage on industry leader posts. That's conversation and visibility with other people that you can have conversation with. And number six is connect with new people in the DMs, which is conversation. So all six of these things work hand in hand together. They complement each other, and they work exclusively of each other as well to help you have more conversations. Okay. So take a breath, Rachel, slow down. I just get so excited to help you with this stuff. So what I would love you to do is time block your calendar, set aside an hour a day to do these activities, commit to this for 30 days minimum, and recognize that this is going to work for you because it focuses on connection, because it focuses on community building, because it helps you to have more conversation. Okay. So I'll leave it here for today. I hope you enjoyed this big six. Even if you're feeling like, oh, Rachel's given us lots to do. Yeah, yes, I've given you lots to do, because these are the things that are going to really move the needle in your business. Okay. Now, I'm going to make the next episode the one about the fans' content strategy, because it complements this episode. And I know that when you take the action to do step one on this list I've given you, which is post every day, you will reach the point where you say, well, what should I post for each intention? What should I post for follower growth? What should I post to position me as an authority? What should I post to be more nurturing and relationship building? And how do I do the best kind of sales post? So I'm going to walk you through the fans, followers, authority, nurture sales. I'm going to walk you through the fans content strategy in our next episode. So I will see you then. Thank you so much for being here. And if you know anybody else that would benefit from knowing the Big Six social media selling list, then please do share this episode with them. I'll see you next time.